We're ready to attach all the pieces to the body. So we have the head, the body, and the arms and legs. We've got the rest of our fiberboard discs and the last of the metal washers. The tools I'm going to use are my awl or sharpened chopstick if you don't have that, and a needle nose plier. First thing I want to do is attach the head. I'm going to open up the back of the body. First, I'll find out which is the top and which is the bottom. I happen to put a tag on mine, so I know my bottom's down here. But I'm going up to the top, and I'm going to turn it inside out a little bit so that I can find where I marked where the neck is going to be inserted. And when I sewed this together, I skipped a stitch so that there'd be room to insert the cotter pin. So now I'm going to get my awl, and I am slipping it through that opening and then turning the body right side out. And that's just telling me where that is, so I know where to slip the head in. I'm gonna pull that out, and I'm slipping the cotter pin in to that hole. Now it's inside. I'm gonna take my 1-inch disc, slip that over the cotter pin. I'm gonna take one of my metal washers and slip that over. And then take my needle nose pliers, and the cotter pin is split. One side it's a little higher than the other, makes it easier to split them apart. I am just going to grip one of them and curl it down. And I'm going to turn around and do the same to the other side. And now his head is attached and it turns. Our next step is to attach the arms. Make sure you have your right arm and your left arm. You don't want to put these on backwards. So I'm going to just figure out which is which and then put them on either side. I've got, see, these two are the 1.5-inch discs. These are for the legs, so I'm going to put those aside. These are the 1.25-inch discs, which are for the arms. I've got my two of my metal washers. I'm going to open up the body here a little bit so I can find my joint marking. Take the awl and carefully just spread those fibers apart. And then I'm going to find the hole on the outside and take my arm, take the cotter pin and slide it through there. Having a problem. There we go. Before you secure it, make sure it's going the right direction. Then I'm going to take the fiberboard disc, slip that over, the metal washer, and do this the same way we did the neck. We'll do the other side. And Peter's got his arms. Next, we'll attach his legs. Separate his legs and figure out which is which, just like we did with the arms. And I've got one cotter pin here, one sticking out here. So we have a right and left leg, and they are on the right sides. Right sides if he's this way, but we're gonna flip him over that way. So we have to flip the legs around too. So since he's facing that way, so we want the foot to be facing the same way his head is facing. So now we have them in the right spot. We do the same thing. Find the joint marking. Now before we secure that, make sure it's on the right way. Put the metal washer over. Take your needle nose pliers and split the cotter pin apart and curl the one side down. And then we'll do the other side. And then do the same with the other leg. Now we're ready to fill his tummy. I am going to use fiberfill, and then I'm also going to use, this is totally optional, but I like to add a little bit of weight to my bears and bunnies. And I quite often, for this size bunny, will use BBs. You want to make sure that they're either zinc plated or that they're stainless steel so that they don't rust. Some people like to sew a little pouch for these BBs and put them in their bears, but I don't find that necessary. I'm going to pour them right directly into. It's personal preference as to how much. I pour some in and then And then I see how heavy it is and see if it's too heavy or if I need to add more. And I'm gonna add a little more because I spilled some out. And that feels good to me. I like the BBs to sit in the bottom of his belly like this, and it is around the joints because he just seems to stand better when they're situated there. Now my next step is to start stuffing, and I put some stuffing in the bottom first to help hold those BBs in place. And then I'm going to take, small little pieces like this, and I am going to stuff the neck because I want the neck nice and firm so that it holds his head up nicely. And I start with just using my fingers, but as we go along, I will use either a chopstick or my cotter key or a stuffing stick. Don't forget to be careful as you are poking the stuffing in because you don't want to poke through the fabric of Peter. If you like a more squishy bear or bunny, you don't have to fill it as firm as I do. I like firm bears and bunnies. I like the firm all around heads, limbs, and bellies because then it feels more like a piece of sculpture instead of a toy. If you don't stuff the body firmly, that will affect how his head is. Because if his body's not firm, then the head will eventually start drooping. And that's okay if that's what you want, but I just want to make you aware of that. We are getting close to the end here. So now I'm going to check to make sure up here is nice and firm. And make sure I've got enough stuffing here, right here at his butt. I need to add a little more. I'm going to slide it over top of the stuffing that's already here and just right under the fabric here. Doing it on both sides. Fill that in. Now we're ready to start closing. To begin closing, we're going to use the same upholstery thread that we used to close the arms and the legs. I'm going to get about a 30-inch piece. I'm going to use my sewing needle, one that's, I think it's number 16 Milner's or something similar to it. And I'm going to thread that needle and we're going to double the thread. Tie a good knot at the end and snip the tails off a little bit away from the knot. You can start at either the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter. I like to start from the top. And I'm going to come from the inside all the way at the top of the opening, and we're going to come out. We're going to use that same stitch, the ladder stitch. Now we're going to come across and go down and take a small stitch. We're going to go across again, make another rung of the ladder. Down, up, and do one more stitch before we start pulling it tight. Got caught on his head. Now I'm going to use another needle to help close, lay it across like that, to help close those. Pull it tight. Now I'm going to take my cotter pin key and move some of that stuffing back up near the neck, and that's loosened this stitching again. So now we're also going to tighten that again. We're going to take a couple more stitches. And we're going to tighten that again. I think I'm going to poke some of this, push some of that stuffing down a bit. I'm going to use the needle to lay across the seam opening. And pull it tight. I'm pulling away the fur from the seam opening. We'll get near the end here. It's folded under a little bit, so I want to pull that out. There. now I'm going to use the tip of my needle to help some of this fabric get down inside the seam where it needs to be. Okay, I've got that pulled tight. I'm going to double check my seam to make sure it's nice and tight. Now this time, see, I've got the seam is right here, the seam opening that I've closed. The threads are on the right side of the opening. I'm going to take my needle, go down into the seam, and come out 1/8 of an inch to the left of the seam. Pull it tight. Don't pull so hard that you break the thread though, because then you have to redo that seam all over again. Now I'm going to snip the needle off the threads, separate these two tails and make sure they're not tangled up. And I'm going to thread the left one back onto my needle. Now take the needle, go down into the seam and come back out on the left side so that we have a tail on the right side and a tail on the left. Now we're going to tie a square knot. So take your two threads, go right over left, move the fur out of the way so that knot gets down to the fabric backing. Now go left over right, and you have a square knot. Sometimes I make a second square knot right on top just to make sure it's good and secure. Now we have a nice clean closed seam. We've got a couple of tails here. Don't cut the threads off right at the knot. I'm going to use a 5-inch dowel needle. Poke that in right next to the needle, or next to the knot, and it's still a little bit up. I'm going to thread one of the tails onto the needle. Do the same with the other tail. And then pull these to try to sink that knot. And now we'll get rid of these tails the same way we have with all the other ones by open your scissors up, lay the blade right next to the thread onto the body, pull the thread up, and then drag it across the blade. Then the thread end will pop back into the body, and you don't accidentally cut the fur.